Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about asexuality and the asexual spectrum. Basically, asexuality means the lack of sexual attraction. So there is a range or a spectrum from sexual, either being heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, pansexual, to not experiencing sexual attraction, which is asexuality. And basically, a person can be asexual, but maybe they still feel romantic feelings, so they have crushes on people, they might want a relationship, they can fall in love, they might have, platonic attraction. Sometimes people call this kind of a crush a squish, or like a squishy, wanting to be with someone and have a connection, but they don't want it necessarily to be sexual or romantic. And by the way, a little side note, not having romantic attraction is called aromantic or aromanticism, and that is a separate spectrum unto itself. Basically, when you are asexual, you can be, say, asexual but still have romantic feelings. So say if I was a girl who did not experience sexual attraction, I could call myself asexual, but if I fell in love with women, I could call myself asexual homoromantic. Basically, the homo and the bi and the heterosexual and the pan labels that we use for sexuality say pansexual, meaning capable to have sexual attraction or to be attracted to all genders. That can be put on the word romantic. So you could be pan-romantic, meaning able to love any gender. So as I mentioned before, this exists on a spectrum between having feeling sexual desire or having sexual attraction and being asexual. I'm sorry, there's building going on my student accommodation. I'm probably like roaring in the background. In the spectrum between sexual attraction and being asexual, there's a few other kind of identities there. I myself identify as demisexual, and my kind of interpretation of it, or how I use it for myself, is I do not experience sexual attraction to someone until a very deep personal emotional bond has been formed. For example, I couldn't just go to a club and be like, that person is attractive, let's go. I don't feel those kind of feelings or those desires until I have a very deep emotional bond with someone. And I thought this was the way all people were, and then people started saying to me, like, what do you think people, like at clubs, like hookups and stuff like that, like one night stands do? Like, well, of course, some people just see someone. And I know some people are kind of the opposite of this. Say they've been friends with someone for so long that when the person's like, hey, I'm really attracted to you, I like you, they're like, whoa, you're a friend, I can never see you in that way. It's hard for me because I'm the opposite. It's like, there goes a person down the street, I can be like, hey, she's good looking, or like, hey, he's good looking, but it's not like, wow, I like them. I have to really know the person, have a really deep bond with them before I can kind of think about them in that way. Another orientation is called being grey asexual. So this is someone who might experience sexual attraction sometimes, a little bit of the time, similar to demisexuality, but it might just kind of be like, hey, I kind of want this sometimes, but not all the time. A lot of people kind of interpret it in different ways and use it kind of for themselves personally. I'm not grey asexual or just purely asexual, so I don't want to speak for others. I can really just speak on demisexuality as I am demisexual. This isn't something I tell a lot of people just because, I might tell someone like, hey, I like girls, or hey, I am gender variant or gender fluid in some way, and I very rarely tell people I'm demisexual, because for me that really does, it really is just about how I have attraction to someone, and no one really needs to know I'm demisexual, except, if I'm participating in like asexual awareness or like a group or something like that, which I want to get into at university. I won't talk about it. It is kind of an orientation that I often forget that I am part of, like, wow, I'm part of the asexual spectrum and community, and I really want to get involved with that. So that's like a goal for me. I think it's really important to know that if you feel asexual, or I guess it's similar, aromantic, that's a separate spectrum, you are not broken. I think a lot of people think of it like, sexuality is such a big part of kind of the human psyche, or like who we are as people, that kind of as a culture, it's like, what on earth, you're not sexual, how, that's so strange. But you are not broken, you are not unlovable, and if you want a relationship, you will find the right person for you that respects you. There's a big community of people who are asexual, demisexual, grey asexual is also called grey ace. Like, people who are asexual often call themselves aces, or like part of the ace community. Basically, there's a community out there that can help you. There are people online who talk about it, like me. I saw recently a video by a YouTuber called Evan Edinger, I think his name is, and I'll link that in the description. He's a very popular YouTuber who decided to talk about his own identity, which is demisexual. Basically, there is support for you out there. I know it can be kind of confusing because as a society we do put so much emphasis on being sexual and sexuality, but you're not alone, you're not broken, and what you experience or don't experience is completely valid. I can answer any questions if people want to, and if people would like to see videos specific to demisexuality, I'd quite like to do that. Thank you for watching this video. I want to make this kind of a new thing where I talk about different orientations in the LGBTQ community. I kind of want to think about how I want to do that, because I don't want to speak for other people. I can't speak for gay men, I can't speak for trans women. I can really only speak about things that I have experienced or communities that I am part of. So this is kind of a learning process for me, but it was really good to be able to talk about my demisexuality, because I don't talk about it that much. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.